Run fast.
You like say this out loud.
Okay, meanwhile,
I
you
will-
have gone back into the garden
I will
and
meet
have
you if you
like
need me.
so the young girl is now like seated on one of the little benches. Some ladies are sitting near her trying to comfort
I
her.
would need you if you could help us with these demon problems.
As you head back out to the garden,
Assumedly,
as you head back out of the garden, you see the husband and wife like consoling each other. There's now a police officer talking to them and trying to make sure that they're okay and everything like that. And you get to the garden and there's a couple of older ladies who are singing with the girl, and one of them's like holding her hands like, "Dear, it'll be fine."
Now, assumedly, I'm pretty familiar with this girl. This girl knows me.
Yes, she's seen you
Being-
dozens and dozens of times.
Okay.
She's always a little creeped out by how hideous you are.
Her. I'm gonna come up to her and lift him. No. Yeah, do it.
In fact, as you get closer, you can tell that she's like maybe going to cry again because you're so
Aw.
scary.
Oh, scary.
She's very
Make a
scared. of
scary character.
Pick a card.
It is
Let
the
me
two of
counsel
hearts
you with
for the
my
two of us.
crazy eye.
You've always known that you scared her, and in a lot of ways, you were like, this just adds to the mystique. If it wasn't for the lady that was always there and she had no choice to be in the room,
Yeah.
she would never be near you.
Oh. Okay.
You're frightening.
I'm trying.
Like-
I know. Trying to think. Well, so I have a lot in occult. Based on what I saw, could I like consult with my aura spirit vibes, kind of derive from what this came from?
You can try.
I can try. Like, because I saw the body.
Occult
right?
is not the same as like magic, so
I know, but there's not a magic.
so you
no,
notice.
no. To
You have,
do
like,
something
magical
logical to
Right.
see
No
what
one's
the
starts
body
Yeah,
with
so you
magic.
can make
I'm
an
gonna
occult roll to
say
see if you get
what
close
this
to
is.
having a
You must
clue.
consult with the spirits.
Okay, yeah,
You
that's
have
what
to
I'm
burn
trying
the
to
child at the stake.
Because magic is a whole different
That's
thing.
fair.
Yeah.
Occult isn't actual
Okay,
magic.
Melisandre.
It's like what you
Yeah.
got
How'd you
to
do?
do.
I just
Yeah,
want
do
to
what
copy
you gotta
what
do.
Peter did,
Okay.
basically.
Oh yeah, which is
But do
like,
it a
do I
little
know
better.
of things that
Yeah.
do this?
Yeah. That is... Wait, so is that a 68?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a success for under 70.
Ooh,
Just
barely made it.
I know.
Vampires.
What?
Ooh.
You've read about them. You know, vampires come up, they suck all the blood out of you, and desiccate a corpse.
Oh my
Mm.
god.
I am so obvious. I didn't think.
I point to the fan. Break the fourth wall.
I didn't think I would need this steak.
This week on Confessionals, vampires.
The stakes are high.
Oh, look at you! I see what you did.
raising the stake.
The two elderly women who are confronting the girl see you like approaching, and then suddenly get that look in your face, and they give you that look like, "Get away from this young lady, you creepazoid."
Aww. That's really good. Okay, so then I'm going to
Vampire.
walk around and relook at all, because is it deserted still, or are there still people out?
There are still some people. There are much fewer people.
Mhm.
Like some of the more important people are clearly gone. Like Caitlin's not drawing anymore and stuff like that. But there are still some, especially some of the single men who don't have women that they need to worry about or take home or things like that, are kind of like, there's a lot of free food and booze still around here, and lots of really cool stuff to look at. And sure, the Lady Philomena is dead now, but until they kick us out, we got a good evening here. There's a lot of stuff going on, and who knows? There might be more interesting, exciting things. And there's still some women in the main hall now who clearly don't have any companions to comfort them.
My wife's not.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
there are multiple potential opportunities. And at the very least, lots of free wine.
Free wine. Okay. Can I roll a spot hidden to see if anything's missing?
Oh yes, you certainly can.
Okay. 30? Is that what that is? That's a
Yes.
30? That is a...
No, that's a 3.
That's a
That's a
3.
3.
Oh, that's a 3.
Oh,
What's
that's
your
a
normal stat
success
hidden?
with a 60.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
All right. Do you make a luck roll?
Make a luck roll. Okay. And that one's just this one over here. So luck 75.
It's like you're gonna solve all the answers right now.
Without 59 from 75.
Ooh.
I was
So
gonna make
you
do like 5
you start
puzzles, but
wandering
fuck.
around and doing the whole.
See, I could believe her abilities right
Yeah,
now.
you do
You
that
don't
whole
even
Madame
know.
Trelawney
I
thing,
still believe it.
and like some of the guys are like,
that's how powerful it is.
What's she doing? But you are pretty certain that the display that had the little jars of like organs that are removed from the body after,
Mhm.
one of them is missing.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
You could have sworn there were 4 of them when you last passed this display, and now there were only 3.
Which organ?
Well, she
That
would-
you
she
won't
would
know
have to
unless you
which
go
one.
and
None of you
look.
guys know. Okay, so I
Like, there-
yeah,
there-
I can
there's
go
a-
up
there's
Where
a
can I
person-
find some?
there's a
the
person-
jars are clay, so you can't
Yeah.
see inside them.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, so
And
you can
nobody
tell-
opened them up to look in them before, right? So
no. Okay, so
the guy at the
actually-
table
Right.
opposite, that's like serving hors d'oeuvres over there,
Mhm.
is still standing there.
Okay.
When you glance
So you
over, he
go
goes,
up to him.
"Hors d'oeuvre, man."
Do you know who's head of security here?
Well, the master of the house is Nigel.
Okay, Oh, but Nigel may not have noticed.
Nigel's
I'm just gonna
upstairs.
I'm just gonna get put in an insane asylum no matter what I do.
Nigel's upstairs, right?
Oh, not that Nigel.
Oh, okay.
This
Okay.
Nigel is the
Ah.
head of the house.
Oh,
He's like
okay,
the chief
okay.
butler guy.
There's a bunch of Nigels around. Okay.
Okay.
Nigel's a
Popular
fairly
name.
common
It's
name.
like-
a
it's
Nigel
like
knows
James.
what- Okay. Where is he now?
James
Well, I would
is
imagine
everywhere.
that he's making sure
Surrounded.
that everything's
And
in order
Nigel's-
and that the guests are
Nigel's
taken
and
care of.
James.
Okay, have you noticed that one of the artifacts seems to be missing?
No, I've been here most of the evening. What artifact is missing?
The jars over there. There were 4 of them and now there's only 3.
Are you quite certain, ma'am?
I'm positive.
I've been here all night. Pretty sure there was always just been 3.
Maybe so, maybe so.
I mean,
And
they
then
are
I'll-
arranged.
check.
They are arranged in a symmetrical pattern that you would expect 3 jars to be set up in. And by that, I mean an equilateral triangle.
Yeah, I guess 3 or not.
Some smart ass
good old-
butler over here.
That good old even 3.
It's a circle.
The circle of life.
She's a creepy lady who like comes by
Okay.
every week and
Liver,
like hands
heart,
cards out.
lungs, brain. 4 organs that need to be put into jars.
Are you telling him this?
No, I'm
Yeah.
in my head, no.
Yeah, because if you're telling him this, he's like, all right, I don't know anything about like taking organs out of bodies.
I'm just going to take some hors d'oeuvres and walk away from this guy because he's obviously not going to give me
All this talk of organs.
Whatever.
I am famished.
I'm hungry.
Okay.
The shrimp toast is delicious.
Perfect. Well, you guys are all upstairs.
Yeah.
All right, so do you like keep wandering around the garden, or do you
Yeah, I'm gonna wander.
bring
around the
this
garden for a
information to
while.
to any of the
Nope.
the men who know what's going on?
Nope.
None of
They're
these
We
men.
know what's going
No.
on.
Any of the men?
Take
No.
this to the women's
I will
militia.
shoot from
So do
upstairs.
you know?
I'm gonna enjoy some hors
The
d'oeuvres,
Great Pyramid of
enjoy
Giza.
some wine, and stare at some artifacts for
Tallest
a
building in the
while.
world.
Okay, so
Until
With
1872.
near the women
Really?
group,
Yeah.
though. Like
Taller
I'm not
than-
gonna venture near the single men.
okay,
Just so we're clear.
some of the women are very
That's
it's,
I'm
it's
afraid I
a
don't
very
know much
it's a
about
very black and
history,
white
and it was
situation.
before I was
Some of the women
Thinking
clearly
Cthulhu.
like just dislike you outright, and while others of the women think that you're like a celebrity of sorts, and so there are women more than happy to talk to you, and there's another group of women who are like, his wife is one of those women who just really isn't into you.
Perfect.
That's like, but she's there. Meanwhile, the police captain comes back in and says, "All right, gentlemen, I think we should lock the room up until the coroner can arrive and take the body away. There's much that needs to happen. And as I said, please keep it under your hats what has occurred here. We wouldn't want to frighten anyone of low constitution should they hear what has transpired." And he opens the door and gestures for y'all to leave the room.
Officer, do you know what's happened? I've never
Certainly
seen-
not. But I think the coroner will be able to give us more information, don't you?
You'll keep us abreast, right?
Why would I do that?
Because I'm scared.
Well, I assure you that the constabulary will take care of all matters. If anything untoward has occurred here, we will put all of our resources to acquiring the truth and capturing the culprit.
Inspector, I will be here if you need me.
Oh, I'm quite certain we will not.
Very well.
Au revoir.
Yes,
I'll step
indeed.
downstairs.
And after you've all left the
Step
room,
out.
he closes the door behind you, and like you hear the door click shut, and he gestures, and some kind of like nameless cop guy stands in front of the door to make sure no one comes in to like loot the place or anything like that. You do all notice that at this point in the evening, things are starting to get a little bit distracting in the sense that they don't think anyone's going to be in the house stealing anything. So there's a lot of people not paying attention to opportunities where people could like steal things.
I'm gonna steal some things.
All right.
It sounds like a good opportunity to steal some things.
You can take off with quite a bit of stuff because basically
All right.
people are very distracted by this crime.
Let's do it.
The heads of household and everything is like, there's been a murder, everyone's very distracted, there's police running around.
Yeah.
You seem like a well-dressed person who's
I
supposed to
am.
be here. Rich people don't steal from each other. That's like something that the unwashed heathen do.
Exactly.
And so you can
They
steal a
never
lot of
expect
stuff.
a washed heathen.
It's time to begin my investigation.
Oh, there is one problem with him not telling us. It's such a juicy bit of gossip. How will we know when it's okay to talk about it?
Well, that's a good point.
I assume they do not want us to ever speak of this.
I say we just talk about it right now. I mean,
With,
Thomas like nods at that. That is correct. This is not the sort of thing that you would talk about in pleasant company.
The state of the art. I mean, this is like knowing more about this could advance modern medicine.
How?
Well, if they uncover the cause of it, then maybe they can prevent your wife from turning desiccated on the spot.
Well, I hardly think that would be a worry. I mean, after all, I don't think this is the sort of thing that happens regularly. I'm not married, by the way, so I have no real concern for that. But the reality is, like, do you really think that someone is going around killing people by drying out their bodies?
Well, somebody was definitely just killed with their body all dried out.
Well, I don't know.
We know that
This
they
young
were
man here
killed.
with his idea about like the mummified corpse being substituted. That sounds very.
it was a
convincing.
pretty good
swap.
prank. I gotta admit.
I think he takes it too lightly
Got
that
me.
it's just a prank, but yeah, that's
would
the
you
most.
say this prank went wrong?
No, it went perfectly.
Mummified body prank goes wrong.
The cops called.
Mummified body prank goes sexual. Looks sexual wrong. In the hood. Sorry. I just had to. Anyway.
That's ham. That's ham right there.
Shut the fuck up.
I would like to find the deceased woman's daughter.
She is sitting right there in the large hallway.
Ooh, we
gonna-
got some plans.
Are you gonna
fellas.
go, are you gonna
Her
go
husband
upset?
is there with her.
Are you gonna
Gonna
go
go-
upset her?
We're gonna go spread some gossip, some juicy gossip.
I heard that she was a mummified body. That's my mother.
I will go there
It's a
and kneel
servant.
down and say, "Excuse me,
Oh, father. I'm so sorry.
this must be a very difficult time for you. If you need someone to talk to, I'm here."
I'm
If you need to confess.
Her husband cuts in and says, I'm sure that time will come soon, but right now my wife is distraught and is not up
If-
for speaking.
May I ask but just a few questions?
Is that really necessary at this time? As you can see, she's in quite a state.
Time is of the essence. We're dealing with a crime scene here. The trail is growing cold.
No, not
It's just a
lately.
simple question.
Well, go ahead then.
Did your mother ever leave for the Sabbath for strange reasons?
What?
I beg your pardon. What do you mean?
Did your mother leave about once a week, perhaps once a month, in accordance with the cycle of the moon?
Are you asking about her
The liturgical calendar.
her female?
No. Did she ever take a weekly trip or vacation somewhere, or perhaps a monthly trip or
That'd be
vacation
some kind of
somewhere?
vampire or something.
No, my mother-in-law was an elderly woman. She hardly ever left the home. These annual events were about as much as she could muster.
Annual, you say?
Well,
Very interesting. This was once a year?
well, of course.
And about near the same date, would you say?
Well, yes. It's
What day is it today, by the way?
It's the 3rd of September.
Okay.
It's the anniversary of her husband's death.
Whoa.
Is that really common knowledge?
Yeah, she's been having them
okay.
every year since his death. It's
Okay.
like his big party that she throws.
He came back and visited because he was thirsty.
It's like the Great Gatsby.
Do you have like dark sunglasses? And he was thirsty.
Well, thank you again. And I guess I can give her a card to like reach me.
He takes it for her stead and puts it in his breast pocket. He's like comforting her, like this madman's asking crazy questions about mother. That has
He like
nothing
puts it
to-
in without looking at it, right?
Yeah, he doesn't even look at it. It's like if there's nothing more, Father, my wife is in a state. Please, I would. And he like helps her up and tries to like make sure that she gets out of here so that no one else tries to talk to her.
It's a simple
Okay.
question.
Very simple question. Are you possessed by a demon?
Is your mother awake?
As I'm talking with her, I do want to look at her fingernails. I don't want to pull them away, but I
Sure.
do want to like look at them.
Kiss your hand.
They are brilliantly manicured. They are covered in nice
Red.
blood red fingernail polish.
She is clear.
Wait, do you tell that to her?
No,
You are clear.
Do you make
But-
some sort of
but I
aha
will-
noise?
but I will open up my journal, quickly write down her name, and then cross it out.
Wait, write down her name.
right in front of them.
No, as they're leaving.
No,
and I turn around.
they're not looking back. They don't want to make more eye contact in case you might ask more questions.
Yeah, from his book of questions.
Yeah, he's like helping her like up the stairs to get her away from like this public
I
place.
could've sworn there was a thing on
So I'm kind of milling around, and I'm trying to see if Caitlin's still around.
No, she isn't. She's. You look around the room and she seems to be gone.
I missed my chance to talk to her. Oh well. And then I look for my wife.
She's sitting right there. She's like,
She looks very bored.
she looks very bored. The other ladies who are near her are like, they're not really her type of like conversation guests. She's just sitting there going, "What's my husband doing?"
I like pull her and kind of like whisper. I'm like, I will wait until we leave, but there's something very weird going around here. And I'm gonna wait until like the party's over. I will eventually like tell her about what I saw.
So
I'm gonna break that rule.
depending on how many of you like how much you want, it turns out that even though the party is clearly over, people linger for a long time.
I still like to see the
something else
exhibits.
exciting might still happen.
Don't
Yeah,
you?
like
Yeah.
I barely got a chance to see any of that fantastic Egyptian architecture
Touch all the
you were
stuff.
just telling me about.
Yeah.
while it's a kind of a big deal, it's very interesting. Like no one is actually making a huge effort to make everyone leave, and like maybe 80% of the people have left, but the 20% who are sticking around, it's actually becoming quite a bit of a party now because the remaining 20% seem very interested in like enjoying what's going on, and everyone seems to be going out of their way
The afterlife
to sort
party.
of pretend that nothing has happened.
Oh.
Like they're like the police are still there. They're guarding the room. You've seen the coroner come in and leave with like a body bag and like on a stretcher thing. And
The afterlife of the party. Yeah.
but the people who are remaining are like really enjoying their drink and looking at the artifacts. And it's well into the night before things start to roll down and people like you get the feeling that people are like, you should probably go home now, and you get this, but no one is actually physically removing anyone or forcing them to leave. But it gets very clear around 2:30 in the morning that it's probably time to get out of there.
Yeah. This is lame.
Like, they don't turn on the lights and play closing time or anything like that, but it's very clear that things are dying down.
I find my way back to meet Father Lawrence again. I turn and look. Father Lawrence, can you tell me where you conduct your services? I would like to go visit your mass.
Oh, I don't do mass, but you can find me at the local church.
The local church. Okay, I'll look that up.
Saint Jude's.
Sure. Okay.
Everyone.
It'd be nice to pop in and pray about such weird things that we've seen tonight.
Yes, I will be praying for the family. Yes.
Thomas really needs help. He's too drunk to go anywhere without some help.
Well,
you should
I'll help you out.
Yes. Definitely need one on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you can find out where he lives and like call him a carriage or something to get him home, or you can bring him home with you and then wake him up in the morning or what have you. It's or you can leave him in the street and close him like in a hilarious fashion, like in an alley somewhere.
A cab would most likely be best.
Yeah.
Poor Thomas, he has had too much to drink.
Yes. His I'm sure his servants will be able to take care of him.
You're not sure he's rich enough to have servants. Like,
I
he
don't
probably
feel
lives in a nice home.
I feel like in this day and age, you don't have to be that rich to have servants. Like human capital is not very expensive.
He doesn't have the kind of servant that lives in there with him.
Okay.
He has the kind of servant who
Who, like,
comes once a
comes-
week and
okay.
like takes
Like
care
a
of him.
maid.
Yeah.
Cleans his house.
Yeah.
Okay.
He lives in a well appointed for like brownstone type of thing, but not like a mansion.
Okay.
Yes.
So he's not the
then
upper class
I should see
He's-
my friend Thomas home then.
He's a managing engineer. He does well enough for himself. He's definitely part of the elite, but he's not aristocratic.
Okay.
Well, then I will see Thomas home
Okay.
safely. Yes.
Yeah, he's super grateful. He like mumbles things about how you're the best and he loves you, man. You're so awesome and how great you'll fit in at the company and he can't wait to work with you and like what was the heck with that vampire and all that like nutty stuff. Like he's just mumbling crazy stuff about like dead bodies and stories of Frankenstein and all that stuff. Like,
Frankenstein.
Yes, very very strange things. I've never seen the like in America. It's
Always in London.
disconcerting.
Oh, it happens all the time.
Just American Werewolf in London. Just
And by the time you drag him up with this party, he's basically mostly unconscious. Like
Okay.
just kind of like dump him on the stoop or something like that, and he'll wake up at some point in the day and not remember anything.
He'll fall asleep on the toilet.
You can leave him wherever you would think
Well,
that would do most.
His
of it.
key is probably on him. I'll
Yes, you could easily find a key on his
unlock
body.
the door and bring him in.
No,
And,
make sure you're sleeping
know.
on his side.
Yep.
Well, this is your first time at this place. It's fairly Spartan. It's a 4-room apartment. It's fairly large for his type. He's got a big grand piano in the living room, lots of books and things like that. Big fireplace. It's basically the classic. I'm wealthy enough to live in a very nice neighborhood and a nice place, but I'm not rich enough to have my own home in the country with like acres of land and things like that. It does look like he's kind of a big fan of like nice things. Like you can tell that he's gone to the trouble of acquiring a really nice divan that's like clearly well made, probably imported from France. He has very expensive brandies and wines on the shelf. His
Well, with
kitchen
no wife and kids to take care of.
yeah. He clearly spent, and you can sort of tell from some of the things in his apartment that he's fairly well traveled. You see that he's got like souvenirs that he's brought back. You know, some crazy masks that look like they're like from Africa. You see that he's probably traveled to America because he has some weird things from the World's Fair and stuff like that. But his house is filled with all this. Oh, I got lots of money to burn, and I've got nothing else going on, and so he just goes out. You can also see that he has like what appears to be the necessary accoutrement to have like the occasional party in his apartment. He probably has guys over and things like that. He's got nice cigars, playing cards set up on the table, that kind of thing.
Very nice. Does he have anything Egyptian in his travels? Do I see?
It doesn't look like he's been to Egypt. He doesn't have anything prominently displayed
Okay.
that looks like it would be Egyptian.
Well, I'll have to ask him about it later. It's piqued my interest, this party. Everything of gold. Imagine it.
Yes.
Such riches.
Do you have a home?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I
He
just,
lives
like,
on the street.
Well, no, that's what I was like. I think. Wait a minute, he's a pickpocket. It's like, and he doesn't have a job. It's like, do you just live on the street?
No, but one of those places where
Do you live in an
vagrants will
abandoned house?
congregate, like in big abandoned houses and the
You
bell
sh-
tower or whatever.
You need to make a spot hidden roll.
Ooh, will do.
So-
You have an urchin gang?
That is way too high. I don't see nothing.
You
Alright.
stumble home,
Yep, you stumble home.
oblivious.
Then you need to make a listen
Past
check.
all the tentacles. Ooh.
This is where if you fail, you get eaten by the tentacles.
I make it with 18
Okay,
versus 25.
you are pretty sure that. So this is after you're home and gone to bed and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
You're pretty sure you hear someone like at your window, like a sound of a noise, either someone opening the window or just like you wake up very quickly because
I want to attempt to hide my presence.
you're in bed.
Pull the covers over your head quickly. He won't see you.
That's how you know
You
you
would never
Can I
expect
tell who
someone
it
to
is?
be
Can I
in
see
that
from where I am?
bed.
You quickly look over to the window. I'm guessing you're living like in like a couple room apartment and not like some kind of big giant damn thing. Like, do you
No.
live super well?
No, not great. I mean, I steal from really wealthy people, so I actually have a bunch of money.
Okay,
Yeah.
well
You
you
got like a flat.
Yeah, I guess. I
okay.
do.
Well,
Rent and
By the
from,
way,
from your
Yeah.
room, what you as you glance over there, you see that it looks like someone just closed the window and the shadow is just like dashed away.
what the fuck?
You're on the 3rd floor.
No, I can't be.
You've just been pickpocketed by the master thief.
I look around the room. Has anything been touched or?
Not that
Tampered
you
with?
can see. Although you can, nothing's been taken, but you feel like you could have sworn that some of the things that you had laid out when you took off your clothes and put things away, that they look like they're not in exactly the right position.
Oh,
like someone's been
jeez,
right
that's
clicking some
freaky.
things.
You just got robbed by the crim rob.
Okay, I'm gonna.
You can definitely, as soon as you
hear this.
clear your head, you can tell that probably what happened was that you heard the sound of the window closing as the person was leaving.
Jeez, that's hella scary.
They watch.
Having someone steal your stuff sucks, doesn't it?
Are you really gonna preach?
Someone threw the first stone.
Read him.
And then
Get out!
Read him for
That's
Phil.
why I don't like.
Get out of my head, preacher!
The stealer has become the stealy.
My jewels. I
No, but they didn't take anything.
so running to the window. I can't see them head out in any direction.
If you do run to the window, let's see, make a luck check.
Okay.
Oh god, those
You
fateful
die!
words.
22 versus 60.
Oh, yeah,
Lucky.
you get to the window in time to see someone just dash around the corner. You're pretty sure it was Tristan.
Oh.
Run his ass down.
That fucker.
Wait, it's like the middle of the night.
Yeah, it's 4 in the morning.
You're in your silk
I
pajamas.
gave him that thing back.
So he followed you.
What the? This is not who I thought he was.
maybe
You can run out in your skivvies to try to catch him if you want, but you'll be running mostly naked down through the streets.
All right, I won't do that.
No.
It sounds cold.
It's
I'm
pretty
gonna look
cold.
through my
It's the
stuff.
3rd of September.
I'm gonna look through my
It's
stuff.
part-
Is anything missing?
Not that you can tell. It looks like that you can, now that you're looking and you've cleared your head and you've turned on the lights, it's very clear someone's rifling through your stuff, but they didn't take anything.
So I gave him back the paper.
And later that night, the paper was missing. He probably thought you stole it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. I'm guessing he might be thinking it's missing.
Like the paper
anyway.
went missing
Yeah.
after we.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna lock my window from now on.
From now.
Okay. No, you're pretty sure you locked the window when you came home.
Oh.
That is normally locked.
Your host.
It's clearly not locked
I'm gonna
now.
move.
Wow.
Sleeping somewhere else tonight.
I mean,
I can afford
all the gold
Yeah.
watches you
Yeah,
stole
I
from
have
last
so
night.
you got some
You
truck.
know.
It's very clear
I mean,
from
I'm
anyone
like
who
a
rifles
bandit.
through your apartment that you steal stuff. You have a lot of stuff like, unless you just happen to have a crazy
Well,
watch
I mean, I
collection
try and
for-
like hawk it as soon as I can, but after a haul like that,
Well,
I
so
don't.
there's-
Party
Keep
went to
souvenirs, right?
The party went to 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
You also steal wallets, so it's like there's stuff around that
Yeah,
everybody knows
yeah,
what
but-
you're looking for. It's like
Do you like to collect men's portraiture?
Yeah, I have just
Have
a
a
big
bunch of
frame of like
people's-
ID cards.
in the form of like the British flag. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Waving.
Only when
do you
get
just go
close.
home with your wife, or to your hotel?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we catch a cab and go to the hotel. We're clearly staying at like one of the
The
you know,
Ritz.
one of the nicer hotels. And I definitely wait until we get up to our room before I just start divulging everything that I saw. And I'm telling her about how they told us not to say anything and that I really would like to say some stuff, but I care too much about my social standing in order to risk something like that. And so I'm just.
But you're telling her everything.
Yeah, I'm telling her
Okay.
everything.
Are you guys like the Bonnie and Clyde of detective people? Or are you gonna like go out in the middle of the night now and research and like?
No, I'm relaying all this information because obviously I feel like I could trust her, but
Unless you tell me otherwise, I'm presuming that you and your wife are like partners in crime and are like on the same page with each other.
Yeah,
Unless
yeah.
that's not the case.
she like you were talking
Yeah,
about how
tell
like
everyone.
she's like
Jamie.
like clearly not into her, but like for most things it's pretty much on the same page of
Okay.
of wavelength. Yeah.
She just basically thinks that Azel is a farce.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm telling her all this stuff about a dead body, and she's like, "So what was that bitch you were talking to?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "She just had cards." You go to bed angry.
Oh, don't do that.
I'm like, "Oh, nice."
Why do I even try?
So, I'm like, "Oh, that's what you took away from this." So,
Look,
You always do that.
this is the argument where she ends with revealing that she's pregnant, right?
can't be pregnant on this trip. No,
Alright, fair enough.
can't afford that right now.
Do you go home?
Yeah,
Where do you
I
live? Where do communists live in this town?
well,
Communist
In a
town.
You guys have-
secret
So-
commune.
Are you in a commune with 17 other people?
no, I'm
He's a chud.
my
Cybernetic.
my
human under the
young wife and 13-month-old baby have half of a small tenement like
Ooh.
apartment with another small poor family. It's
She's super curious how the night went. Like, she didn't think you'd be out that late. She didn't think you could hang out with these, like, lousy rich people for so long.
Is she also a communist, or is she just in it because she likes you?
Oh,
I think
yeah.
So
you also arrive home surprisingly in this amazing suit. that
yeah.
you forgot
oh
about.
shit, I forgot to get it back.
Are you the Bonnie and Clyde of communists?
No, so she is not a communist.
Oh,
She,
okay.
it's like my eccentric thing that she puts up with.
Okay.
And she really hopes I don't
Everyone
go
needs
do
a
something
hobby.
stupid.
She's mostly worried that you've done something stupid because she doesn't know
Hobbies
how on earth you
revolution.
could afford a suit that costs 6 months' wages.
Say that
Oh
about a lot of
jeez,
people.
Where are your clothes?
Listen, my friend Art, he saw that I mean, you did really good work darning those holes, but it just wasn't. What? What?
He's
How do you-
patting the baby.
Oh, patting the baby.
He's
Oh,
patting-
You people, I have little children. I know what babies are like.
Okay.
As soon as you came home, she woke up again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
Okay.
very upset.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, Art said I wasn't blending in, and he just like appeared with the suit, and I went into the bathroom and I put it on. It was a weird night. The Dowager. I tell her.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I tell her.
Is that why you were so late? Were you under suspicion? Did they take you in?
No, it was just a very interesting thing. I wanted to stick around and see what happened.
You don't think that you're gonna be in trouble, right? You left your clothes behind. That seems awfully suspicious.
You should have seen Art.
Who is this Art? Have you met him?
You met him at that thing. Don't worry about it. He's a friend of mine. We go back.
So, your friend gave you his clothes? He brought an extra suit with him to the event?
Listen, I didn't worry about it too much at the time, and I think that's maybe the best. This whole thing is a mess. I probably should never have gone.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Mean, you know what happens to people like us at these events. Like, we're always the first one under suspicion and brought in.